Hi guys, week 4, day 6. Wow, one more day after this, and then you've completed 28 days of this super fun yoga challenge. For today, like I said, you needed a rolling pin from the kitchen, or if you had a massage stick. So maybe you had to go and borrow a rolling pin from your grandma, I don't know. But hopefully you'll have something. Even if you just have like just some sort of stick, you know what I mean? Like a piece of PVC pipe could work well. The only thing with the rolling pin is that you can hold on to the sides and this middle part spins. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you. If you want a chair, you can do all of this in a chair. I'm going to show you in a seated posture, I'm going to show you in a chair, and then in a standing posture. But first off, we're going to do it in a seated posture. So let's come over to our mat, and then if you want to sit down like this, that's completely fine. If you want to use your block and have a seat on top of your block, then that works too. So it just kind of elevates you a little bit. All we're going to do from here is just straighten out one leg, bend the other leg in so that you're comfortable. We're going to use this pin, and we're just going to roll the top of our leg. So together, whenever you're ready, just begin to roll the top of your leg. So what you'll want to do is open up the toes to the side, roll it a little bit, turn the toes up, roll it a little bit, and then just kind of roll off to the outside as well. And just continue to roll. The beauty of this is that you can roll as hard as you like or as soft as you like. What I invite you to do is breathe. Really, really breathe. And notice what you feel, where you feel some knots. So you might notice some knots in a little closer to the knee on the inside. You might notice those knots on the outside. You may notice them a little bit higher up, sort of in your thigh. Just where do you feel them? If you are a runner, if you do a lot of exercise or a lot of plyometric stuff as well, so jumping and things like that, it is important to, it's always important, but it's really important to take care of those legs. Everything will get tight, and so the oxygen is able to flow through the muscles, through everything as well. So this will just help to create some space. That's all. And it feels pretty good. One thing that I like to do as well, so if you're pushing down, just kind of push down and rock. Beauty of this part is that these are massive muscles in our leg. So there's not really a lot of hurt that you can do to them besides releasing muscle, really. But always, always, like I say with everything, be mindful of how it feels for you. It doesn't feel right if it's too much. Notice, stop, contact another professional to help you out. We are going to work on the same leg now, but we're going to do the back of the thigh. You're going to lift up the leg. You're going to bring the pin underneath, grab on, and then just come into the hamstring. So you might have to move your other foot out of the way just a little bit, and then just roll up and down that hamstring. You're going to see that your leg is going to look like it's very wide, like it's getting bigger. It's okay. It's good. Yes, we want those tight legs. We want those muscular looking legs possibly, or just not that flat, right? But it's important for there to be movement. And just continue to go back and forth. Kind of slow it down a little bit if you like. Up and down. And then again, just kind of finding the space, just sort of pushing in a little deeper. This is all you. What do you feel? What do you like? What don't you like? We're going to get up a little bit higher if we can, so we might have to move the other leg out of the way, just into that glute fold. So if you lean off to the side, you're basically just getting the lower part of the buttocks, a little bit higher up into it if you want to. right into that glute fold. And you might feel a lot of tension, a little bit of a ball in there, a little bit of tightness in there. Now let's make our way down to the calf. So we're just gonna send the leg forward. Same thing, it's all underneath, and then just do the calf. Personally, I find in the calves it tickles. When you got little knots in those calves and you just kind of roll it back and forth, and it's almost tickles a little bit. Just remember to breathe. Breathing is always important, especially for this. If you're holding your breath, then that oxygen isn't able to move around and to move through these areas. So just allow yourself to feel sort of that sense of calm as you breathe. Let's just do a little bit more. And then again, finding those tight spaces, giving a little bit of a push. You might even feel, okay, it's a tight spot, and then the muscle kind of moves around. A little chunk in there that's tight. Whenever you're ready, let's move to the opposite side. So bend the opposite leg in, straighten the other one out. If you haven't already, and you'd like to try, you prefer to sit instead, this works as well. You can sit in a chair. That might feel better for you. Sometimes sitting down on the ground for too long, it doesn't work for you. So I invite you to do what works for you. So that's just another option. You can do all of the exact same stuff, seated in your chair, or on a block. And just continue to go back and forth on that leg, turning the toe out to the side, kind of coming on the inner edge. Do you notice one leg being tighter than the other? I do. This leg feels tighter. Must have jumped a couple extra times on this one leg than the other. How are you enjoying this challenge so far? How are you enjoying this massage right now? You might be thinking, oh man, I should have did this on the first day. This is in week 4, day 6. Do it anytime. Come back to this one anytime. Anytime you're feeling sore, pop this little yoga treat on, try it, enjoy. You're gonna feel great. And again, you can kind of push in a little deeper, a little further if you wish. Whenever you're ready, no rush, continue. If you want to do way more on this after this little yoga treat is done, go right ahead. But let's come up now into that hamstring. So behind, back of the thigh, just up and down. You might notice your tighter spots are the back of the leg. You might notice that they're in front of the leg. Maybe it's in through the calf. If you walk on your toes all the time, calves might be much more tight. Or walking heels often. With your rolling pin that you have at home, you may have to tighten those little bolts that go in there every now and then, because what I've noticed by using a rolling pin is that it doesn't hold as tight. They unscrew a little bit, so you might have to screw it in every now and then, but it still works just the same. And from here, let's get in a little higher again. Let's get into our glute fold. So I'm gonna have to move the leg out of the way, lean off to the side possibly. So just right where that leg meets the glute. Just kind of working your way in. Enjoying. Breathing. Let's make our way down into the calf when you're ready. Go forward, up and down in the cat, turning it to one side if you wish. And again, finding those areas where you feel that little lump, that little knot, and kind of working your way in. Massage therapist does this type of stuff for us, but we can do it anytime as well. You can even use your hands and just kind of smush with your hands and find those spots. Let's just do it just a little bit more. And then we're going to put this down on the ground just for a second. I was going to say throw it. Don't throw it. Push it down. If you're sitting on a block, awesome. If you're not, that's okay too. What we're going to do is we're going to come up into a standing posture. So when you're sitting on a block, it's just a lot easier to come up. That's all. Lean forward. Let's come into a bit of a forward fold here for a moment. Nice wider stance in that forward fold. From here, let's lower our head a little further. Let's think about sticking our tail up towards the sky. So we might feel, okay, now we've loosened all of this up in the back of the legs. So we might feel sort of more movement or maybe a little bit more space in there. Let's hold this here for 3 more deep breaths if we're okay with it. Thinking about straightening out those legs a little bit more. Let's bend through those knees, and we're going to grab onto that rolling pin and slowly come up into a standing posture. So now we're going to work in through the legs again, same areas, but in a standing posture and in a bit of a forward fold. So this is going to feel different than it did when we were seated. Now I have a little bit of action in my leg because it's holding me up. So this is going to feel a little bit different. And just go up and down, kind of leaning forward and going up and down. So you might notice, okay, I don't feel this quite as much. It feels different. But I invite you here to come up into this hip attachment just a little bit, very gently, into that groin area. We can kind of open up the legs just a little bit, up and down, Whole lot of rolling today. Inner thigh, possibly. Around into that knee. Just kind of noticing here. We're going to go into the opposite side now. So opposite part of the leg. Top, same front of the leg, but opposite leg is what I meant to say. Continue to breathe. And then come into that little attachment as well. Just noticing. How is all of this feeling for you? Feeling a little bit of heat now? And when we work into these big muscles, we definitely feel some heat happening through the body. We're going to get into the glutes here now. So take this, bring it behind you, and then just kind of come up into that low back. Place your hands however it works for you. If your rolling pin is a little smaller, you might have to be a little closer together, obviously. But see how it works. So I'm going to come here and get into the side of my back. What you can do if you like is just gently lean forward just a touch. Lean forward even more to kind of get into the glute a little bit. So just playing around with it again. Now we're rolling through the glutes, through that low back. Come to the center of that low back. And then we're going to the opposite side of that low back. Feel it all up, right in the side there. It's nice. Breathing, going into the glutes, so leaning forward a little bit if you like. come back up to standing, and we're gonna come into the hamstring fit in a forward fold. So send your legs a little bit wider. Take a deep breath, inhale. And as you exhale, bend through the knees, soften the knees, hinge from the hips, lower down. I'm just taking this and I'm just gonna go on one leg, just at the back of the leg here. Getting a little closer towards the knee. So you might feel maybe that right at the back, right in here, maybe that's where you feel that tighter spot generally. Okay, and then come to the opposite side. So keep that stomach, keep the core, keep that low back working for you here, rather than sort of rounding through. If you want to try to just round through and let everything go, allowing heart to melt, then you can. But personally, I find it a little bit better. You're pulling onto the core, you're staying a little bit flatter with it. You notice a bit of a difference here. Good, and let's lower into the calf just a little bit. Both calves. So now you can come forward, sink a little bit lower into your forward fold. Just do both calves just a little bit here. And then when you're ready, bring that rolling pin in front of you. Let's step out the legs a little bit wider, and we're going to come into a wide straddle forward fold. Let's draw the heels in just a touch, lower down even further, maybe taking the hands behind you, just kind of rocking through the legs. One side, and then the other. Let's stay on one side for a little bit. Feel a nice big stretch through the side, and then come opposite side. And then doing it again. And switching sides. Let's come back to the center. Walk those feet in. We're going to come back to our malasana, to our low squat. Grab onto your block. If you have a block that's close to you, grab onto it. We're going to have a little bit of a seat here. Bring the legs in, tuck the head in. Give everything a nice squeeze. Draw your chin in towards your chest. Squeezing everything here. One more deep breath. Slowly begin to rise through our head. So if you want more with the rolling pin, then go ahead. Please do it. Do more. Roll on top of your legs a lot more. Roll into your glutes a little bit more. Do what feels good for you. Another great thing to practice for some self-care is to have a salt bath as well. So use some Epsom salts, have a nice warm salt bath, and that's going to help to release everything as well. We're going to release through the front of our hips now and come into that supported bridge pose. So let's go onto our backs whenever you're ready. Take your time to get there. Roll onto your side if you wish. Use a block here, or your bolster is fine. We've done this one before, but we're going to come up and just rest into that hip opener posture. So we're going to come up, lifting the hips. So this is opening the front of our hips a little further. Maybe we just go here. Maybe that's enough of an opener for us. Or maybe we straighten out our legs a little bit and we have this further opening. Be mindful of how it feels in through the low back. So we don't want that block to be right on the low back. We want it to be into the glutes a little bit, just enough so that you have that support. It's going to feel different for everybody. So small little movements and adjustments can make a huge difference here. Maybe if I have it a little bit lower, it doesn't open quite as much. Have it a tiny bit higher, supporting into the low back just a little bit. I feel a deeper pull in through here, so I invite you to just notice. You're going to have a big arch through the back. Let's take the arms out to the sides, and let's stay here for a moment for about 10 deep breaths. Breathing into the front body. Yawning. Maybe you've yawned as well. That's just great. Think about pushing that breath into the space in your hips right in here. Let's breathe through 3 more deep breaths. And whenever you're ready, let's gently begin to bend one leg at a time. Square those hips off. Come back into your supported bridge pose just for a moment. Send the legs all the way in towards the chest, just rounding out through the back now. Good, and then slowly taking our time to roll our body onto one side. If you got a block there, it doesn't really feel very nice to roll onto the side from having that low back on the block, so just take your time. I invite you to take a moment on your side here to find some gratitude for the ability to recover, the ability that we have to heal. And when you're ready, come up into a seated posture. Let's take those hands together. All kinds of hair shedding like crazy. The calm in me honors the calm in you. Namaste. So there we have it. Feel free to do this one anytime. Honestly, all the restore stuff, like I said, I just love, so you can get into it anytime because it just feels so great. Tomorrow is our day 7, is our final day of our 28-day challenge. Fun. Fight or fly pose. Have some fun with it again, and we'll see you tomorrow.